Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is Friday, November 17th, 2023. So we actually do still have a decent weekend ahead of us. I kind of jumped the gun in the last hour and thought,
okay.
you know, the big chill was coming this weekend, but we still have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got some time. You know, we're basically off to a cool down right now, and then we're going to be warming up our temperatures this weekend.
So that's good.
And then we got this next cool down next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the roller coaster is back.
Right, the roller coaster is back.
Buckle up.
And yeah, you're going to notice it big time, especially by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's going to be very cold out there.
All right.
So get ready for that.
Get ready.
Now, speaking of very cold, here's a look at those temperatures. Yeah, I think you'll need the heat on here as you get ready for that morning commute. We got temperature readings into the 20s and 30s. It's 30 in La Crosse, 26 now in Eau Claire. So bundle up if you're getting ready to take the dog out this morning, because we do have clear but also cold conditions. We will be mostly sunny this afternoon. Clear skies as we head into this evening. And a live look at the satellite and radar picture. The clouds at least are clearing out. We were looking cloudy in our eastern communities overnight, thanks to the leftover effects of that cold front that moved through. Your planner is looking like this with mainly sunny conditions. We're going to warm up into the 40s by around 11, and then we will remain into the 40s throughout the afternoon under a mainly sunny sky there with much lighter, I should say, wind speeds here for us to work with at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. I'll be back with a check on your schoolcast plus another look at your full weather forecast in a few minutes. Alexandra?
See you then, Derek. Thank you. Time now for some morning headlines. New this morning, the federal government will now officially stay open. Early this morning, the White House announced President Biden signed the stopgap spending bill. That's the result of intense bargaining and voting in the House and Senate. The bill provides tiered funding through January 19th and February 2nd. That means without a deal, the shutdown clock will start back up in the new year. Israeli leaders say they're closer than ever on a possible deal to free some of the 200-plus hostages taken by Hamas in the deadly October 7th attacks. It comes as Israeli Defense Forces have released new images of weapons and a tunnel found in Gaza's largest hospital. Meanwhile, clashes between Israeli forces and Palestinians continue to ramp up in the West Bank, now 6 weeks into the conflict. CBS News' Doug Williams has more for us from Tel Aviv.
First of all,
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling CBS Evening News that hostages taken by Hamas may have previously been held in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital.
We had strong indications that they were held in the Shifa hospital, which is one of the reasons we entered the hospital.
Israeli Defense Forces say the bodies of two hostages, 65-year-old grandmother Judith Weiss and 19-year-old soldier Noah Marciano, were found near the hospital. This comes as CBS News has learned that Israel is considering a deal that would see Hamas free a number of women and children held hostage in exchange for a 3 to 5 day ceasefire and the possibility of the release of Palestinian women and children from Israeli prisons.
We'll have a temporary ceasefire if we can get our hostages back.
Israel's military entered Al-Shifa hospital this week and yesterday released video showing what they say is tunnel infrastructure and a Hamas vehicle full of weapons in the hospital.
Hamas has denied claims that it operates from Gaza's hospitals, and Prime Minister Netanyahu told CBS News he believes Hamas militants fled Al-Shifa hospital as Israeli forces approached.
Israel's defense forces also posted images of more weapons said to be found inside the Al-Quds hospital in Gaza. Meanwhile, people run through the streets of Jenin to escape the blasts in the West Bank, where, according to reports, Israeli forces killed at least 5 Palestinians in clashes last night.
In his interview with CBS News, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said his military is doing everything it can to keep Palestinian civilians out of harm's way while accusing Hamas of doing the opposite. The Biden administration has backed Israel's assertions that Hamas bases some of its operations in Gaza's hospitals, which President Biden has described as a war crime. The Department of Education is launching new investigations into 7 schools over alleged anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incidents. The official says the department is investigating Lafayette College, Cornell University, Columbia University, Wellesley College, the Cooper Union for the Advancement of Science and Art, the University of Pennsylvania, and a kindergarten through 12 school in Kansas. Following these investigations, the Department of Education could issue recommendations to the schools. A stabbing in Crawford County is under investigation this morning. According to the Crawford County Sheriff's Office, the stabbing happened Wednesday night in the village of Wazeeka. The suspect is in custody this morning. Authorities believe the stabbing was an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public. Some La Crosse residents are seeing red over new plans for an apartment complex at the old Heaters car care site. A developer bought the land last year, promising just a small expansion into Campbell Road, but new plans filed last week show a big 3-story building jutting 10 feet into the street. Residents say the developer lied about their plans and failed to keep the neighborhood informed. Now they want the city to slam on the brakes, but the mayor says there's no legal reason to do so.
There's no way for the city to withhold a building permit for a project that is going to an area where it's zoned properly, as long as they're meeting state and local building codes.
Reynolds says the developers asked for that 10 feet of space long before filing an official site plan. The company's goal was smaller apartments for the city's healthcare workforce.
You know, I'm hoping that it fits in that area, and I'm hoping that it provides a nice welcome site for people coming to La Crosse. It's one of the entrances to La Crosse, and we're very excited about having something great go there.
The plan goes before a city review committee today. Now, that meeting is not to approve the overall design, but it's going to focus on making sure the plans follow city building codes. A lawsuit challenging Wisconsin's district maps is heading to the state Supreme Court. The liberal majority court will hear opening arguments next Wednesday. The lawsuit from Democratic voters argues the Republican-drawn maps are unconstitutional and new maps should be drawn. In 2021, Republican leaders said the maps they drew were gerrymandered to benefit their party. If the court sides with the voters behind the lawsuit, every Wisconsin lawmaker could be up for election in 2024 under brand new district maps. A new Wisconsin bill would make gig drivers independent contractors. That proposal was given a public hearing in the state legislature yesterday. The bill would state that drivers for delivery apps like Uber and DoorDash are not direct employees of those companies. That means the workers would be exempt from workers' compensation or being eligible for unemployment insurance. The proposal has bipartisan support. The delivery apps also support it. The future is looking bright for La Crosse area Boy Scouts. An ambitious $4 million fundraising campaign launched last year has already raised more than $2.5 million. The money will grow scouting programs and develop the next generation of community leaders. It builds on the energy from local troops' centennial anniversary celebrations in May of 2022. Scouts and volunteers marked 100 years of adventures and service. Now they aim to keep the momentum going.
This whole program is about creating future leaders, kids that are going to give back to the community, kids that are going to get involved in their community.
All funds the campaign raises will be put into an endowment. That means all the contributions raised will stay local. Happening today, the city of Eau Claire will hold a meeting about the possibility of creating an Eau Claire governmental conversation group. According to a press release put out by the city, the meeting will be held in the Our Bridge conference room at the Eau Claire City Hall and will start at 2 p.m. Good news from the CDC this morning for parents concerned about RSV season. As the agency scrambles to address a shortage of the RSV vaccine, it says it will immediately distribute more than 77,000 doses of Beyfortus. Those emergency doses will be going to doctors' offices and hospitals through the CDC's Vaccines for Children program. The RSV vaccine shortage emerged amid high demand from patients and pediatricians. The CDC recommends the new vaccines for infants under 8 months of age and certain high-risk toddlers up to age 2. Thanksgiving, of course, less than a week away now, and that means more Americans will be traveling and gathering to celebrate the November cheat day, if you will. But this time of year is also the start of the peak season for viruses like RSV, COVID, and the flu. Karen Caifa has a few tips for us on how to keep your family and friends safe during your Thanksgiving gatherings.
Thanksgiving kicks off a bustling holiday season filled with fun, friends, family, and the potential for viruses. Dr. Mandy Cohen, director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, says it takes time after a flu, COVID, or RSV vaccine to build up maximum protection. So the sooner you get a shot, the better.
It does take about 2 weeks for your body to build up the maximum amount of antibodies, but it's never too late. Right behind Thanksgiving, we know we get right into the rest of the holiday season, and we want to be protected again as we're going to holiday parties, we're getting into Christmas and New Year's.
The CDC recommends that everyone ages 6 months and older get a flu vaccine this fall and an updated COVID-19 vaccine, even if you had one last year.
That virus has changed, and the protection you've gotten from past infection or from getting the COVID vaccine has decreased.
Adults over 60 and parents of infants should talk to doctors about whether an RSV vaccine is appropriate for themselves or their little ones. And Cohen says there are easy steps to protect against picking up infections in crowded places like airports and malls.
Masks do work to protect you from what the viruses that are circulating. Of course, wash your hands, bring some hand sanitizer with you, and if you have the opportunity, open a window and go to places where there's more ventilation.
And if you're sick, stay home. It's a season for spreading joy, not germs.
In addition to vaccines, the CDC also says don't forget about the basics this holiday season, like good eating, sleeping, and exercise habits. Those can all keep you healthy. Still ahead on your morning news, numerous studies have shown how climate change is making extreme weather events more common. Now, a new report is revealing the economic cost of those events. And Thanksgiving is less than a week away. AAA is expecting this year to have a record number of American travelers on the road. We'll have a few tips to make sure your car is running smoothly before you hit the road. That and more coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Ho, ho, holiday helpers. New numbers show that demand for people to serve as Santa's helpers is up right now. That's according to Hire Santa, a company that provides Santa's helpers to malls, businesses, and other places. The company has reported a 36% increase in demand to book a Santa. Experts say the increase is a result of people feeling safer about gatherings in the post-pandemic world. So if you're looking for a side gig, here's the perfect one this holiday season. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Skies are looking nice and clear this morning. We did have some passing clouds overnight across our eastern communities from the leftover moisture from that cold front that continues to pull away. And behind that cold front, our temperatures have dropped quite a bit. So you can see we're into the 20s in Eau Claire. You're sitting at 26, but low 30s now. You're at 30 degrees currently in La Crosse, 32 degrees now in Viroqua. So today is going to be a much cooler day in terms of our high temperatures. Our highs will drop to the mid 40s today in La Crosse County, 46 today in West Salem, and a high of 46 today in Holman. Now, as we move south into Viroqua, you'll be at 43, Lansing with a high of 47, Caledonia at 45, Westby today 44, and Lafarge will be at 46. Moving north now into Arcadia, you'll be at 46 today, Blair at 45 degrees, and Osseo with a much colder high today of 44 and a high of 43 if you're in the Eau Claire area. So if you're getting the kids ready for school this morning, pack them a jacket. Temperatures will be at the freezing mark of 32 degrees, clear skies, still pretty cool as we head into this afternoon as well. Sunshine, temperatures at 46. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast in a few minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, government research is revealing the economic impacts of climate change. According to the federal assessment, events related to climate change cost the U.S. nearly $150 billion every single year. That includes wildfires, storms, and droughts. The National Climate Assessment is an annual report. It's reviewed by more than 750 experts at 14 agencies. Home building confidence is continuing to drop, with mortgage rates hovering around 8%. It's the fourth monthly drop in a row for newly built single-family homes. That's according to the National Association of Home Builders. The monthly report uses data on current sales, buyer activity, and construction predictions for the coming months. But there's also some good news. Experts say the housing market may start to improve in the next few months. As home building confidence drops, jobless claims are rising. Numbers from the Department of Labor showed 231,000 first-time claims last week. That's a 13% jump from the week before. Continuing unemployment claims also went up for their 8th consecutive week. They're now higher than they've been in 2 years. Experts say the trend may indicate the worker shortage of the last couple years is over. 1 week away from today, many of you will be traveling for Thanksgiving. AAA says a lot of you, to the tune of about 1 million Wisconsinites, will take a road trip of 50 miles or more. Sloan Wick lets you know what you need to do before you hit the road.
No matter if you're driving or flying this year, AAA says to leave early, plan ahead, and get ready for holiday travel.
In Wisconsin, we're also looking at rusted areas, linings.
There's a lot that can go wrong with your car.
Connections, fittings to make sure all the springs and the car is working properly.
Those risks can go up if you're headed out on a long drive for the holidays.
And anytime that you have an increased volume of people on the roads, you're going to have a greater chance of those incidents happening. So we're expecting to rescue well over 350,000 people nationwide during just that weekend.
But there are things you can do now to make sure you're never in that position.
Having your car brought in for an inspection is ideal if you can, where they can look at your tires, your battery, all the belts and hoses.
The best things that I can tell you to get your car prepared for a road trip right now are to make sure that your windshield washer fluids are filled. Your fluid levels are checked and inspected.
One thing that you might not think to get checked but could save your life is literally right in front of you.
You can see this surface has started to discolor and cloud. It's a great idea to polish your headlights. Up here we get corrosion and you get a cloudiness that really affects, and with daylight savings time affecting that as well, it's darker that much earlier.
While this is an inexpensive tip, car maintenance can get pricey, but there is good news for your wallet this Thanksgiving.
Gas prices are pretty low right now. We've seen them steadily falling over the last 5-6 weeks. Airfares are up a little bit, but only about 5%.
No matter if you're in the sky or on the roads, Olson says it's important to remember the true meaning of the holiday and stay kind.
What I would also tell people is to be patient. Not just with us as facilities, we're all very, very, very busy. We're all trying to get there.
Pack your patience. AAA says Thanksgiving Day will likely be the least congested day for traffic, but if you need to leave on another day, they recommend doing so in the morning when there will be less traffic than the afternoon. That does it for your morning consumer news. It is 6:20. Time to check in with Derek for a look at today's forecast. Hi, Derek.
Hey, Alexandra. Thanks for that. Definitely off to a much colder start to this morning behind a cold front that moved through last night. As you can see now in La Crosse, we're looking at clear skies, but the temperature is at 30 degrees. We got north-northwest winds at 8 miles an hour, making our feel-like temperature or wind chill at 22 degrees. 26 now in Eau Claire, much cooler towards the north. Winds are looking nice and calm here, and skies are clear. 30 degrees currently in Black River Falls, 31 in Sparta and in Winona. Also pretty cold this morning. Your temperature is at 32 or 30 degrees, so I think you will need the jacket here this morning. Warming up into 40s by the time we reach noon today. Mostly sunny, still sunny, 44 by 4 o'clock. And we got clear skies as temperatures drop to 37 degrees by this evening. And our highs today will be well into the 40s. 46 today in La Crosse and a high of 43 today in Eau Claire. So everyone is going to be feeling a much cooler difference. We're still seeing the leftover effects of that cold front now positioned to our east. And as we widen out the view, you can see it better right there drawn. And you can see a bunch of moisture, showers, and cloud cover position to the east of us now. We're going to be looking at this high pressure system, which is our next system moving in our general direction. That's going to help reinforce a lot of clear air and dry air across the area as well. Also bring down the winds here too. A few clouds could move in across the area today early, and then after that, skies are looking nice and clear as we head into this evening, followed by clear skies as we head into tomorrow morning. Now we will continue this trend of lots of sun and clear skies heading into the day tomorrow, with light westerly winds developing here too. Clear skies will linger as we head into tomorrow night and through early Sunday, but by later in the day Sunday, could see some increasing moisture from a pretty strong storm system developing down to the south, and some of that moisture may begin to move into the Coulee region to help give us what could be a pretty cloudy week here next week, maybe even a chance of some showers here as we head into Monday as well. We're also going to be looking at our highs dropping into the 40s by Monday here too. and then highs into the low 40s on Tuesday, and then even colder than that here Wednesday and also through Thanksgiving Day and Friday, as highs will drop into the upper 20s to low 30s, while still remaining cloudy. Low temperatures will be mainly into the 30s here as well. Alexandra?
All right, Derek, thank you. Still ahead on your morning news, a Melrose woman is trying to spread awareness about pancreatic cancer. News 8's Jeremy Wall has her story after the break.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Aquinas football team was in familiar territory on Thursday. The back-to-back state champs were looking for their third straight state title. Our own Kate Overton was front row for all the action.
Yeah, Rob, it doesn't get any bigger than this here at Camp Randall Stadium for the WIAA State Football Championships. We've got Aquinas as the Blue Golds are going for their third straight Division V state title, and the Blue Golds, they were locked in. Let's get to the highlights. The Blue Golds up against a new competitor this year in the Wrightstown Tigers, and the Tigers were quick to score. Just 90 seconds in, and Aiden Humphreys converts an Aquinas fumble into points. Wrightstown takes a 7-0 lead. Later in the quarter, Wrightstown QB Trevor Van High keeps it himself up the sideline, and he's gonna run past everybody all the way in for the score. Tigers go up 13. But here come the Blue Golds. On 4th and 1, Brady Leonard gets the call up the middle and dives across the goal line. Aquinas cuts the lead to 5. And just minutes later, it's Leonard again on the keeper. Nobody's going to touch him. His second score of the day. And check out this two-point conversion. Jet sweep, but the pitch to Walter Burns and the throw across the field to Jacob Thorin. It's the Blue Gold special. Aquinas up 3, and they weren't done. Kyle White with the handoff, he picks up a chunk of yards. Big play after big play. And then at the goal line, it's the senior David Moline getting the edge and scoring 24 straight points. Blue Golds up 11 at the break. In the second half, they give it right back to White. Hits the hole, picks up his blockers, and White is gone. 59 yards to the house. Aquinas goes up 19. And that was more than enough as the Blue Golds rushed their way to their third straight Division V state title, 32-13 over Wrightstown, adding to the legacy that is Coach Tom Lee.
They just are dragging this old hunk of lead along. Like, that's how I am, man. They are unbelievable, and I'm glad I got to do it with them for 14 weeks. This senior class has never lost a postseason game.
It was a little blurry at first, but I saw David Moline leading for me. He got that safety and then cut right up the middle, and I saw nothing but just no defenders, just a bunch of green grass here at Camp Randall, and I wanted to go all the way. It was a great feeling.
Now White finished the day with 32 carries for 240 rushing yards, setting a new Division V state championship game record. And the best thing about it is he's just a junior. He's going to look to do it all again next year. But for this year, that's all from Camp Randall Stadium. Rob, back to you.
What an accomplishment by Aquinas. Blue Golds will have a celebration for their state championship today at 2:30. Definitely be there for that. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. For one Melrose woman, it is a bittersweet time. While Mary Woods says she's thankful to be alive following her diagnosis, she's mourning the loss of her brother, who wasn't as lucky. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall takes us to Melrose to share her story.
Mary Woods was having Thanksgiving dinner with her family 8 years ago when she felt a pain in her upper abdomen.
Things just weren't right. I had this beautiful plate of food and I sat down and I thought, I can't eat that.
At first, Woods thought it was nothing, but the pain wouldn't go away.
I was a little tired. I had lost about 5 pounds and I had a little pain in my stomach up above my kind of by my rib.
Woods took no chances and went to the doctor. That's when her life changed forever. In January 2016, the 73-year-old was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, the same disease that claimed her brother Bernard only 2 years earlier.
The first thought that went through mind was, I'm not going to die. And the thought of dying actually did not ever cross my mind.
After 48 biopsies and 8 rounds of chemotherapy and radiation, her tumor finally shrunk.
Well, I think my surgeon in Madison summed it up. She came in and she looked at me and she said, she drew a diagram on a whiteboard and she says, Mary, she says, you are a miracle. She says, I've never had anyone have pancreatic cancer surgery that didn't have some cancer cells still in their body.
She credits her faith, her doctors, and her granddaughter, Adeline, for helping her survive.
People don't really think of pancreatic cancer because you don't see people make it through it. But the people that do make it through it are some of the strongest, most will-powered people you'll ever meet.
Woods has been cancer-free for 7 years. Now she's raising awareness.
That was Jeremy Wall reporting. Symptoms of pancreatic cancer include abdominal pain, decreased appetite, weight loss, and yellowing skin. If you notice any of those, contact your doctor right away. The results are in for this year's Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Radiothon. That is an annual fundraiser where Children's Miracle Network broadcasts on the radio for 48 hours. This year, the fundraiser raised close to $128,000. In a release, a representative from CMN says the money will go to thousands of families right here in the Coulee region. It covers things like transportation and food costs. The organization will also help cover medical equipment. One parent says she was stunned when she heard the results from this year's fundraiser.
I don't even know what the words are for that. It's just absolutely amazing. But you forget how exciting or how wonderful the world is sometimes, and this makes you have a little hope.
Kinnenberg's son Charlie was born with choanal atresia, which is when cartilage or bone blocks the back of an infant's nasal cavity, making it hard to breathe. If you missed the Radiothon but still want to help, you can donate on the Children's Miracle Network website. If you're looking for a family-friendly event to get into the holiday spirit this weekend and knock out some holiday shopping, we've got the event for you. We're talking about the 59th Annual Holiday Fair. It's being held this weekend at the La Crosse Center. The 129 vendor fair has 32 new vendors this year, as well as an inflatable snow globe that you can go inside and take pictures in. The craft show features all handmade items, and you can expect to see lots of trinkets, home decor, and even some food. The long-standing tradition is a wonderful way to shop local and get into the holiday spirit.
Bringing all these people together from different communities, getting people engaging with our local vendors. Everything here is handmade, so it's really nice buying products and seeing who makes them and interacting with those people.
Door prizes will be given away every hour. You can also get your pictures taken with Santa and say hi to Rudolph. The holiday fair runs through Sunday. Now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute. What can we expect out there, Derek?
Yeah, well, we can expect a pretty cold start this morning, Alexandra, so make sure to use the heat on here because we will be looking at that. And also mostly sunny skies to start, turning mostly sunny again for the lunch hour. Still a little cool out there here too. Clear skies in the forecast, though. That's the good news as well as we head into the evening hour. Current temperatures are into the 20s and 30s. 30 now in La Crosse, 26 in Eau Claire, 30 degrees to the west, though, in Winona. And skies right now are looking clear. We did have some passing clouds move through overnight thanks to the leftover effects of that front that moved through yesterday, which is going to give us a much colder day behind it. We're going to high of 46 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and northwest winds much lighter this time at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into tonight, temperatures drop to a little bit more seasonable, low of 33. Clear skies, southwest winds light at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But stay tuned. I'll have a check on your full weather forecast coming up one more time. We'll talk about here what's to come this weekend and also heading into Thanksgiving week. And coming up in our Buzz Report, Marvel Studios is looking at new actor to take over the role of Mr. Fantastic. We'll tell you who it is in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Our skies are looking nice and crystal clear this morning, as you can see right behind me from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Look at that gorgeous glow here with that sunrise coming up. Temperatures are at 30 degrees currently, northwest winds light at around 8 miles an hour. And if you're in Eau Claire, temperatures are much colder than that. Right now sitting at 26 degrees with clear skies, and winds are looking calm. Temperatures across the board this morning are into the 20s and 30s. 30 degrees now in Sparta and in Viroqua, 36 in Boscobel, 30 degrees currently though if you're in Winona. And as we take a look at your planner, we will warm up our temperatures to 43 degrees under mostly sunny skies at noon today, and then 44, still pretty sunny by 4 o'clock, 37 with clear skies as we head into early this evening around 8 o'clock here tonight. High temperatures much colder this time behind that cold front that moved through yesterday. We're going to be looking at those highs into the mid 40s here this afternoon. Leftover effects from that front did give us some cloudy weather conditions here overnight, especially the eastern zones as that front continued to move through. Here it is right now, positioned to the east, giving portions of the eastern United States some cloudy weather, also some showers. Behind it though, we do have a high pressure system, and that is going to give us some nice weather here for us to work with today. As you can see on Sky Tracker, maybe just a few passing clouds moving through this morning, but other than that, skies are looking mostly sunny and clear heading into this afternoon and also this evening. Overnight, things continue to remain clear, and the same can be said as we head into early tomorrow morning. Skies will continue to remain sunny with a westerly wind also developing as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Clear skies with northerly winds as we head into tomorrow night into early Sunday, and things will continue to remain nice here as we head into Sunday as well. Maybe just a few clouds coming up here from the south. That's actually from a pretty strong storm system that I'm watching, and we could tap into some of its moisture, giving us what will be a mainly cloudy week here, it looks like, next week as well from that system. Maybe even some showers here too as we head into Monday, so something we'll be keeping our eyes on here for you. Highs will be into the 50s as we head into this weekend, and then falling into the 40s as that system moves in here on Monday. And then temperatures continue to drop, low 40s on Tuesday, followed by the upper 20s and low 30s Wednesday through Friday of next week. Low temperatures into the 30s through at least Monday, Tuesday morning, and then dropping into the teens and low 20s by midweek and also into late next week as well.
In our morning buzz report, Sean Diddy Combs is being accused of rape and physical abuse. Those allegations are being made by the rapper's former girlfriend. According to R&B singer Cassie Ventura, she felt obligated to come forward before the end of New York's Adult Survivors Act. Combs is denying the allegations. His attorney says Ventura has been threatening to write a damaging book unless Diddy agrees to shell out $30 million. Marvel is eyeing a new actor for the role of Mr. Fantastic. The studio is looking at actor Pedro Pascal to play the genius scientist turned superhero. Pascal, who is best known for his work on The Last of Us, The Mandalorian, and Game of Thrones, would play Mr. Fantastic in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Marvel Studios secured the rights to the Fantastic Four franchise in 2019. The newest installment in the superhero series is expected in 2025.
You're fired. Good news is, you got two options.
Option one, that's where you're currently at.
Or
American Samoa.
Are you serious?
That was a look at Next Goal Wins. It's the latest film from New Zealand writer, director, actor extraordinaire Taika Waititi. The film is the true underdog story of the 2014 American Samoa soccer team. The sports comedy drama has a star-studded ensemble cast that includes Michael Fassbender, Will Arnett, Elizabeth Moss, and Luke Hemsworth. Next Goal Wins is in theaters today.
Interest in the princess's private life is unlikely to die down anytime soon.
The press are on our tails constantly. All one wants is for that girl to find peace.
The final season of The Crown looks at the deaths of Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed. The momentous event is a central plot point in the season, which opens in 1997 and ends in 2006. After 6 seasons on air and 21 Emmy wins, the acclaimed series is finally wrapping up. The first 4 episodes hit Netflix yesterday, with the final 6 set for release on December 14th.
Next Goal Wins, was that the name of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like it's, I like the story of sounds like a bit of an underdog, right? So trying to be,
it's an underdog
having
story.
fun with it as well. Yeah. So
yeah, and
that
they
looks pretty good.
mentioned a third Hemsworth brother. I know I mentioned that to you. I've heard of Chris and Liam, but Luke Hemsworth, I've never heard of him. I did not know. I would assume he's from the same family. I don't know. Maybe he's not. But yeah, interesting there. But yeah, those should be good to check out.
A lot of good movies to see.
Yes. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
We got 6 birthdays today. We're going to start with Onyx, who is turning 8 months old. He is always smiling and laughing.
And Cooper is turning 8 years old today. He loves fishing, playing baseball, and wrestling.
William is also turning 8 years old today. Now he loves playing football, fishing, and spending time with his grandparents.
And another 8-year-old birthday, Gavin. He loves pizza, playing football, and the Green Bay Packers.
Especially as you can see there. I love his chain.
He's all decked out.
He's digging the jersey and everything.
Oh yeah, he is ready for the big game.
He's a dedicated fan. Sig is turning 80 today. Now he loves golfing, playing cards, and is an avid traveler.
Ruth is turning 88. She loves quilting, putting puzzles together, and has 9 great-grandchildren.
That's a lot of kids there, right?
Yeah, she's got a lot of kids to keep up with.
Yep, handful. So if you know a special someone that is turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. Welcome back. It's 6:50. Time for your Morning News Now. A stabbing in Crawford County is under investigation this morning. According to the Crawford County Sheriff's Office, the stabbing happened Wednesday night in the village of Wazeeka. The suspect is in custody this morning. Authorities believe the stabbing was an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public. The federal government will now officially stay open. Early this morning, the White House announced President Biden signed the stopgap spending bill. It's the result of intense bargaining and voting in the House and Senate. The bill provides tiered funding through January 19th and February 2nd. That means without a deal, the shutdown clock will start back up in the new year. A lawsuit challenging Wisconsin's district maps is heading to the state Supreme Court. The liberal majority court will hear opening arguments next Wednesday. The lawsuit from Democratic voters argues the Republican-drawn maps are unconstitutional and new maps should be drawn. Republican leaders in 2021 said the maps they drew are gerrymandered to benefit their party. If the court sides with the voters behind the lawsuit, every Wisconsin lawmaker could be up for re-election in 2024 under brand new district maps. The results are in for this year's Children's Miracle Network Hospital's Radiothon. That is an annual fundraiser where Children's Miracle Network broadcasts on the radio for 48 hours. This year, the fundraiser raised close to $128,000. In a release, a representative for CMN says the money will go to thousands of families in the Coulee region, covering things like transportation and food. The organization will also help cover medical equipment for those in need. One parent says she was stunned when she heard the results from this year's fundraiser.
I don't even know what the words are for that. It's just absolutely amazing. But you forget how exciting or how wonderful the world is sometimes, and this makes you have a little hope.
Kinneberg's son Charlie was born with a condition where cartilage or bone blocks the back of an infant's nasal cavity, making it hard to breathe. If you missed the Radiothon, by the way, but still want to help, you can donate on the Children's Miracle Network website. La Crosse's International Friendship Gardens is looking to add an Indigenous garden. Throughout the space, different gardens celebrate La Crosse's sister city relationships. Now, the group behind the area is hoping to create an Indigenous garden. The space will feature native plants, and they are planning to include a statue of Betsy Thunder, a traditional Ho-Chunk healer. La Crosse's Board of Park Commissioners voted to approve the concept of the garden last night. The board will vote in January to give final approval. Happening today, the City of Eau Claire will hold a meeting about the possibility of creating an Eau Claire governmental conversation group. According to a press release put out by the city, the meeting will be held in the Our Bridge Conference Room at the Eau Claire City Hall and will start at 2 p.m. this afternoon. If you're looking for a family-friendly way to get into the holiday spirit and maybe knock out some holiday shopping, The 59th annual Holiday Fair is being held this weekend at the La Crosse Center. The 129 vendor fair has 32 new vendors this year and this snow globe that you can take a picture in. The craft show features all handmade items, so expect to see lots of trinkets, home decor, and even some food. The long-standing tradition is a wonderful way to shop local and get into the holiday spirit.
Bringing all these people together from different communities, getting people engaging with our local vendors. Everything here is handmade, so it's really nice buying products and seeing who makes them and interacting with those people.
Door prizes will be given away every hour. You can also get your picture taken with Santa and say hi to Rudolph. The holiday fair runs through Sunday.
And as you head out the door this morning, our temperatures are into the low 30s. We're going to be looking at temperatures warming up into the 40s by 11 o'clock and in the mid 40s here by this afternoon. Lots of sunshine for us to work with here today and light winds. The only thing is it will be much colder, and we will be warming up though as we head into this weekend though. Highs into the 50s, highs dropping to the 40s again by Monday and Tuesday with a chance of showers on Monday. Otherwise, next week looks mainly cloudy, highs dropping into the upper 20s, low 30s Wednesday through Friday of next week. So get ready.
All right, we will brace ourselves. If you are wondering what you should have for breakfast this morning, I know you're wondering, Derek, how about something with butter?
Sounds good.
That's because today is National Butter Day. The fatty dairy product is often used in most recipes. It's also used to keep meats fresh longer, flavorings for coffee, even some cocktails, and of course these amazing sculptures. Another way to celebrate today is by either thanking a dairy farmer or by sharing your buttered foods or sculptures on social media with the hashtag National Butter Day.
Man, I just kind of want to eat the cow now.
Yeah, you're that hungry at this point.
Butter tastes great.
Just give me the whole cow.
Right.
Yeah.
I just admire those butter sculptures out there.
It is a true art form.
That is a true skill.
Yes.
I mean, and you got to be so patient with it too. Otherwise, you can just mess it up.
I wonder how long it takes to make one of those, because butter is not easy to work with.
No.
It's so slippery.
Yeah, and then you got to stay in those like refrigerated rooms the whole time, and you're probably cold while you're sculpting.
And hungry, thinking of all the things you could be making with the butter.
It's pretty cool with the type of sculptures they can make with butter.
It's amazing.
You really can make anything with it.
Yes, hats off to them. And hopefully we can celebrate National Butter Day here in a few minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Putting it on some toast.
And hopefully people at home, put some butter in your breakfast. It's Friday, go for it.
Why not?
Well, thank you so much for watching News 8 Now this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Have a great day.